Hi there. It's Doris here. Happy Monday. Um, Hopefully, some of you can join me for today's Mindful Monday activity and just taking a few moments to help you to experience the here and the now rather than necessarily focusing on the past and getting stuck there, or maybe worrying about the future or things that you cannot control and thereby affecting your now. Not to say that we don't think about our future and that, we have dreams and goals and plans and then take action. That isn't the intention here. But sometimes it's hard to experience the present when you're too caught up with the past or worrying about the future, if that makes sense. So again, that little book of mindfulness by Dr. Patrizia Collard is filled with ideas to try. And walking this morning, I realized how much I enjoyed doing that, but also how much I miss my yoga. I am not a yoga teacher or expert by any means, but have felt a lot of benefits from that practice, and I do miss it a lot. So hot yoga for now is not open where I go, and I'm not sure that I would until I see how things play out. But Dr. Collard talks about feeling the earth and the mountain pose. I've heard before that you can do this pose outside, maybe even in your bare feet, to connect with the earth. And some people just go out and stand with their bare feet to experience the earth. Hi, Gil, my friend from India. And one thing I didn't know until my children had children and learning about my granddaughters is all of them, barefoot. And I was kind of like, well, why don't you put these cute little booties on them? And why don't you, put socks on them or the little rubber things so they don't slip? But what I didn't realize is through their feet, how they experience the world. So to be honest, when my children were little, it was the mindset, put something on their feet when they're out, not walk around barefoot. And so maybe as adults, we need to do this from time to time as well, just to be grounded with the earth. The earth is sort of, in my experience or my thought, it's the energy of everybody on this planet and everybody who was here before us. So I think it's a very, very powerful experience to be grounded with the earth. So I probably should be outside doing this, but it's super windy, and I know last time the wind kind of interfered with the volume. So in reading her description of the mountain pose, I realized that when I did do this in yoga, I wasn't doing it properly. And sometimes that can be the benefit of going to specialized classes where they in depth go over every position and why you're doing it and how to do it properly. But this pose can help you be grounded. And she says, imagine a mountain and feeling as strong and as still as it does. So think about the power of that. And doing this pose for even 5 minutes on its own or a part of a practice can help you to be in the here and the now. So again, not getting caught up with, like being like a hamster in a wheel type of thing, or being stuck with those thoughts of the past. So basically you're standing with your width feet apart, and your arms are by your sides with your palms facing in towards your thighs, and you're gently touching your thighs. You're going to breathe, of course, to become aware of your breath. And your breath is your life, right? And before I started yoga, I had no idea that I wasn't breathing properly. And it wasn't until I went and I learned how to do some better breathing, and it's still sometimes hard for me, that I wasn't breathing from my full lung capacity, which was probably affecting my health. So after doing that, you take your few breaths, and you can have your eyes, I have balance issues, so I have to have either my eyes open, focused on a spot, or, softly closed where you can just see the light through. So you're going to, when you exhale, contract the pelvic floor at the base of your bum, your buttocks. And what you should be feeling is your sitting bones, the two bones on either side of your butt cheeks, getting closer together. So by contracting them, your sit bones are coming closer together. And this action will help you to support your spine from the bottom, from below. And those strengthening your pelvic floor, those of us who are females and have had children, is so critical to avoid having problems as you age. So then you're going to continue to breathe evenly, and the next time you exhale, you're going to draw your entire abdominals, so your abdominals, your belly button area, into your spine. And at the same time, then you lengthen your spine. So you're drawing your spine up. Okay? So while you're standing there tall like that, your spine is straight, your head is lifted. So your head is also lifted. So your spine, your head, everything is rising up like a mountain. And with each breath that you take in, when you're all lifted up like that, you're breathing deeply and widely into your lungs so that you're expanding that chest area, okay, into your whole rib cage. Sometimes people breathe and they're just breathing up here, up here. You've got a whole lot more air space to have in there. And with your full breath, you're going to get full oxygenation as well. So when you're drawing your navel, your belly button, into your spine, be conscious and aware of the support you are giving your lower back. I mean, I have some back issues, and 9 times out of 10, when it goes, it's because I haven't had my core engaged to protect me. So this can be a way of sort of focusing and becoming aware of those muscles and how they support your stature. And the other thing is when you are taking some of those initial breaths, you could even draw you hear often yoga instructors asking us to draw our shoulders back and around and down so that they're down. They're not up here. Sometimes when we're stressed, you notice we breathe more shallowly or catch ourselves not breathing. And by the end of the day, if you're not aware of that and maybe take some time to take a few deep breaths and kind of just let it go, you might notice that your shoulders feel like they're up around your ears. Those are all physical signs that you're stressed. So that's just one pose. We'll talk about an add-on to that another time. But maybe go out and try that outside today in the breeze. I did want to talk to you because you know me, there's got to be an oil or two involved. So doTERRA has an amazing yoga collection with 3 oils that I would bring with me when I did go to yoga. So Arise, this is called their Enlightening blend. So when you're feeling discouraged or maybe some kind of opposition kind of affecting you from reaching your goals, this is a great one. So think about it, Arise. It's joyful, it's an encouraging aroma, and it encourages you and helps you to rise up. So it has grapefruit, lemon, osmanthus, Siberian fir, and it's already in a base of coconut oil, which I love, so I can just bring this right with me and not have dilute there. Or you can even stretch it further and put it into a roller if you don't want to be using the drop. You can make a roller to bring and then apply it that way. So outside of yoga, when you wake up, 2 or 3 drops on your heart. You've seen me that we call it cupping. I call it a scent tent, where you put that drop and then you inhale deeply. Can help you to rise up and face the day clearly, with some clarity and joy in your heart. So that's why we put it over our heart. when you're experiencing challenging poses in yoga, this can help you achieve that next level. So it helps you, believe it or not, to focus on all those things and hold yourself in alignment. So you can also, if you want to experience the benefits of any of these oils, use diffusing jewelry or lava rock bracelets, anything like that, or even just put a bit on the cuff of your shirt to have that with you. So poses for this are standing, so this would be a great one to use for that mountain pose. Or if you have your arms high, or a standing side stretch, or a half moon, those would be great for this. Then we have anchor. So think about anchor, I think about grounding, right? It's the steadying blend. Amazing. And I wish you could smell this with me. But if you've experienced essential oils, this has lavender, cedarwood, sandalwood, cinnamon, frankincense, black pepper, and patchouli. And again, it's already in a base of fractionated coconut oil, so it's easy and ready to use. This is grounding, so it's earthy, woody, a rich scent that can help you feel rooted and grounded. And that can help you when you're faced with challenges or having to make big decisions. You can use this, use the breathing, and it can help you move forward without a knee-jerk reaction, I guess, is what I would call it, or just impulsively. Just ground down, stop and think a few minutes. You don't always have to make a decision right on that moment. You can put it on your ankles, the base of your spine, the bottom of your feet, right, to help with a calming sensation. And again, if you do meditation, or whether you're praying, or whether you're just needing some quiet, this is a great one to use when you're sitting, seated meditation, or in yoga, the seated twist, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, Bhumudra. One probably butchered that, sorry. One hand on your heart and the other on the earth. So again, that'd be a kind of a nice one to do outside. And then finally, a lime. So this has oils that can help, what's called the centering blend. So it can help create a sense of peace and purpose. So it has peppermint, basil, geranium, jasmine flower. And so it's like a fresh herbal green scent. Think green. So this is another one that you can actually use before starting your day, laying it over your heart, your wrists, even the arise over your wrists, your pulse points can help. And this one, sometimes we are our worst enemy, and we judge ourselves and we say things to ourselves that we would probably, most of us anyways, never think about saying to someone else. So this oil blend helps promote feelings of self-acceptance, okay, and kind of a fluid feeling, so that, like, yeah, everything I'm doing, it's going to work out. You know, I'm taking the steps, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it'll work out. I'm trusting that. Again, you could use it in your yoga practice or on diffusing bracelets, jewelry, and poses that are, as you probably, if you're in yoga, align. Warrior, warrior two, the triangle pose, and the gate pose. So there are ways that you can support your emotional self, and you might have heard it before, but again, aromatically is the quickest way to get, I call them those little text messages to your brain, and then your brain sends messages to the rest of your body to produce what it's needed in that moment. So the oils aren't fixing things. They're supporting your body to do what it's naturally meant to do, which is heal, right? So when we talk about the emotional piece, we don't always want to be in that heightened stress level. where we have that cortisol and all of those things in our system, because those building up in our time result in an excess amount of inflammation. And we know studies show that that causes dis-ease over time. We don't just wake up unwell, right? So if we're not taking care of ourselves, and so there's a difference between, in my opinion, anyways, we talk about self-care and self-love and doing things for yourself. There's a difference, in my mind, between taking care of ourselves so we can go out and serve others in a healthy way and becoming materialistic. And, it's all, and I'm not dissing anyone, to each their own, but where the priority is on things, materialism, that kind of pampering, rather than, I call it pampering your soul, right? From the inside out, right? This outside piece sometimes is all a cover for what you're really feeling inside and your own insecurities. So I like to think of it as healing from the inside out. And sometimes that takes a lot of work, and it's not easy. So being mindful, being in the now, and finding little ways to help you do that can help to reduce your stress levels. And these days, there's a lot of it out there, right? As things are getting back to normal, I know there's a lot of heightened and anxious feelings with the unknown and uncertainty. So finding little ways to support you through that, it's really important. And for kids too. Another time I'm going to talk about kids, because I'm hearing more and more from my friends and colleagues who have children that even before all of this, as an educator, I see it. There's a lot more anxious feelings of children coming to school and insecurities and that kind of thing. But I'm hearing more and more from friends and colleagues that their children are afraid. They understand that, things aren't normal, and depending on how you've presented the information, or different kids are going to react in different ways. And so maybe another day I'm going to talk to you about a collection we have that can really support kids and empowering themselves to heal their heart, their emotions, and their physical bodies, and recognizing these signs and things, different oils you can reach for that are safe, natural, effective, and very, very affordable. So a lot of times people will say, well, I can't afford that. I feel, can you afford not to? Invest in yourself, right? So that's it for today. I hope your Monday's going well. Stay cool, stay safe, and don't forget to hydrate. Until next time.